So my good buddy Hopsicle made a video last night talking about the current state of Call of Duty and its community and the divide that is ever growing between us all as Call of Duty gamers. And if you haven't seen it, it is in the link below. Definitely recommend giving it a watch, listening to his sexy voice for 20 minutes, then coming back here because that's what we're going to be talking about today. In that video, he addresses a lot of things, and before we begin with this video, I just wanted to say, Ryan, if you're watching this, please keep making more commentaries. Very well done, my friend. I'd love to see more of that kind of content from you. So that brings us to today. We're going to be kind of looking at some of the points he made in the video, some other points I have to make, and we're going to be talking about that. One of the main things he talks about in his video is the current state of the Call of Duty community, something I've talked quite a bit about at length in other videos. Not too constructive videos, mind you, but still I've been talking about it a lot recently. It's something that's really been on my mind because the community right now is super jaded. You have two basic sides, people who are loving everything and people who are hating everything, and none of them can get along and meet in the middle to try and find a middle ground, to actually find the actual qualities that they like about Call of Duty so we can start improving our game instead of just hating on it. And I mean, you had people hating on the game from the first trailer, from the setting, before knowing anything about the game, and I think that's ridiculous, because setting is not what makes a Call of Duty game a Call of Duty game. Honestly, like, not even remotely. It's the gameplay and the balance and the way these mechanics that they've worked up together come into play. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Call of Duty is a game about the grind and the progression, things like that have not really been ruined so far. Progression's always been pretty much the same. They've added more guns, more things to unlock, things like that. That's all fine and dandy. It's the stuff, the meat of the game, the actual mechanics, the movement, things like that people really care about. The guns, the way guns feel, the way kill streaks work. And I know that people have been complaining in the past about Call of Duty being the same thing over and over again, yada yada yada. Now it's funny because they're complaining that it's too different. But I think that these two teams need to come together, these two groups of people, these Call of Duty fans who love the game and want to see it great again, need to come together and really come up with a plan, come up with what they want, and start talking together to come up with something real tangible we can give to Activision and say, as a community, this is what we want. Hopsicle brings out in his video that if we do that and Activision then doesn't listen, that's when we have the real right to get angry. Because right now, there's a lot of people saying that what Activision's doing is a good job, and Activision is listening to those people. Granted, yes, Activision's a company, they're worried more about making money than anything else, but we as gamers can speak with our wallets. I truly think Call of Duty can be as good, if not better, than it was back in its heyday. I think in certain ways, it is better than it was in its heyday now. In a lot of other ways, though, it is much worse. The key about Call of Duty is the fact that, yeah, it comes out every year. We can learn from past games, learn from mistakes the games made, learn from things that made the games good back in the day. Let's give our opinion, let's compare and contrast. What did we like about certain games? What did we hate about certain games? What do we want to see in the future? And that's the only way Call of Duty really can succeed. Hopsicle brings out that he's been playing Call of Duty for a long time. He's a guy who really loves Call of Duty, and I can tell he's very passionate about it. He wouldn't talk about it so much if it wasn't something he really cared about, and I'm the same way. I've been playing Call of Duty since the first one. The very first one. Not Modern Warfare 1, Call of Duty 1. And I really have a fondness for the series. I've loved it. It's what helped me get into gaming, helped me get into YouTube and all that stuff, and I'm forever grateful for that. And I do love the series, and I want to see it succeed again. I want to see it be amazing and be great and be the top dog series I know it once was and what it can be again. I know sales-wise it's still the king, but as far as actual content-wise and player satisfaction, nowhere near as big as it was before. I mean, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, that was really the game's heyday, where it was at the peak of the peak and everyone was playing and everyone was loving it, and it was just a great time to be a Call of Duty player. So honestly, we need to come together. I know I've said this before, we need to come together, we need to look at what we liked about past games, what we hate about past games, come up with a real, solid plan to give to Activision and say this is what we want as a community. And we'll get it. We've already seen the effects that we have as consumers about when we speak, when we make our voice heard. We, more often than not, can make some real changes. As much crap as I like to talk about White Boy 7th Street and his complain first, ask questions later attitude, I do think that he did have a really big impact on making Modern Warfare Remastered as identical to the old game as it could be. While I do think he's more focused on nostalgia versus actual gameplay mechanics that make the game good, that's beside the point, because he got heard, he made change. We can do the same thing with Call of Duty's main titles going forward, and I really think we can do this and make it work. We can come together as a community, make Call of Duty, I hate to say this, but make Call of Duty great again, and it can be done. We've seen it work in the past with Modern Warfare Remastered and getting things changed. We've seen how we can come together and make things change. We can do this, but we need to come together first. And that's really what I have to say about this. This is the main thing that really drove me to make this response video. Thank you, Hopsicle, for making your video. Everybody please go subscribe and check out his channel. He makes great daily Call of Duty content. I know if you're sick of me not posting every day, he actually does post every day, so I recommend giving him a look. But tell me what you guys think about this whole community system and about the most recent games, and whether or not you think we can come together as a community and actually make some serious change, because I'd love to hear what you guys have to think. I do appreciate you guys watching this video and listening to me rant for 6 minutes, though. 6.5 now, jeez. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay classy, guys.